You're tuned into Soul Fusion Cafe, your place for radiant wellness and soul-forward living. Join your host, Jess Juntunen, quantum healer, intuitive, and midwife to the awakening spirit, as we dive into quantum tools, wisdom teachings, and integrated healing pathways for transformation. You can live a life of freedom to be without limitation. Cozy up, grab your tea, and enjoy this hour of expansion, wisdom, and love.
Namaste and welcome to Soul Fusion Cafe. I am your host, Jess Juntunen, and I'm here for this hour with you, whether it's lunchtime if you're on the East Coast or 9 a.m. if you're Pacific or wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our hour of community, sharing, support, always looking at ways to embrace radiant wellness and soul-forward living through the gifts of the process of self-ascension. And so much is going to happen in this next hour because it's an amazing show, The Alchemy of Receiving. Really, 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 how do we receive fully the gifts that are always available to us? And it is an alchemy, it's an art. It really is something that we can learn how to do. And it's something that we really innately understand. And once we are in alignment with this art of receiving, of really being in the receptivity, we realize that everything comes to us in our divine flow with divine timing, and trust is birthed. So it's a beautiful hour to discuss and talk and share. And hey, if you would like to call in this hour, the number is there on the screen if you are watching. And that number is 517-208-1500, 517-208-1500. So yeah, if you would like to share, you have a question about what's happening, I love to hear your miracles, if there's miracles happening in your world, or if you would like to request a mini reading, that is also my honor and pleasure. So please do take advantage and call in, because this is your moment. And so often when folks call in, there's always, right, something for everybody. So if your heart's calling you, go ahead and call that 517-208-1500. So July, we are coming towards the end of July already, which is crazy unless you're listening to this in the archives, and just trust whatever is present. But I always love to start the show with that reminder of what's going on energetically, because so often we can forget that there's a bigger picture at play when we are, you know, getting preoccupied by the minutia. The reminder that there's a bigger picture often serves me, I find, because you're like, oh, there's more going on than this little slice in front of me. And that's really what this, art of receiving is about, is stepping back, taking a breath, hand to heart, and remembering your larger nature, the bigger picture, the context of what is available. So July 27th, 2021, we are heading into August, and this has been a a choice month. This is a choice year, and this is a moment of big choices for all of us. It is a experience month. We're moving into the choice month of August. Awareness, experience, choice are the ever refining, ever spiraling dance that we are always moving through while we're here on this beautiful planet. Awareness, experience, choice. So July, we've been in the experience. Notice what you have been experiencing in this month of July. And these are this month is the first of 3 gates of this year. There are 3 gates in this year. And if you really want to understand more about what I'm discussing, I really recommend Official Shri and Kira at YouTube, and check out some of their more recent radio programs where they talked about this, and subscribe because they're going to be putting out succinct energy update videos as well. And there are these 3 gates this year, and this July we are sealing the first of the 3 gates. You know, and what does that mean? This is about awakening. This is about your ascension process, about coming home to you. This is a huge moment where we're like tying a bow around the experience and awareness of these past 2 months. Like, what was June's awareness, birthing, and what was your experience of July? Because we're moving into August, and we'll be moving into another of those gates soon, and that is the choice in a choice year. And the choice before you is as unique as you are. What is the universe guiding you to do? There is that tap on the shoulder. Maybe it's becoming more insistent. Maybe it is becoming hard to ignore that there's something else for you to be doing. And if you're already made the choice and you're already doing what you need to be doing, congratulations, you get to keep choosing more. We're always choosing. So really pay attention to what the experience of this July has been birthing for you. We just passed through that full moon, feeling the portal of that, and we are moving towards August 8th, 8/8, the Lion's Gate. Okay, so this is huge because 8/8, the Lion's Gate in 2020 birthed great balancing energy of the divine feminine on the planet. And that was a moment that Women Wellness Awakenings was birthed. And that is the code for healing on our planet. Women Wellness Awakenings. Women is the divine feminine experience in all, regardless of gender. And women as the expression of the divine feminine in form are like the wisdom keepers, and those that are honoring the divine feminine within them, whatever gender they are accessing that greater balance and ability to receive abundantly, share their gifts in the world. And there is a balance that is returning. So 8/8, the Lion's Gate, was also in a year of balance. 2020 was all about the balance and harmony, where 2021 is all about our truth. And we're going to be moving into this 8/8, the Lion's Gate experience in August, right? And that is also, get this, it is on the new moon. And that new moon on August 8th is an illuminated new moon. And it is a peak up level day. So let's breathe for a moment. It is a peak up level day on August 8th, 2021, the Lion up level day in a month of like the rainbow, moving quickly towards September, where we will have the second gathering of the Women Wellness Awakenings. And that will be in Ecuador at Tosa Blue Mountain. And there will be a live stream, and there will be more to share about that. We had a journey back in March at the equinox and this September at the equinox. So please stay tuned to that, and stay tuned to my show, and grab my newsletter, selfascensionstudios.com, and you will stay in the know about everything that's going on there and transpiring. Because think about where you were in March 2021 in the equinox, and you were planting seeds, whether or not you were consciously aware. So if you can think back to March 2021 and what you were doing, what was going on in your world at that time, and whether you were consciously or not, notice what seeds you were planting, and notice what you have been cultivating, like as the garden has been growing this summer. You're that farmer and you are the garden. And notice what you've been cultivating, what's growing, what has been being nourished and nurtured and taken care of in this beautiful garden for you. And in September, you will be harvesting all the gifts that came forth. So this March to September is a very powerful time, and it's about your personal world, also as well as the global experience. Because when you are doing your personal work, you are doing it on behalf of everyone, the world and beyond. So why not really just dive into what it is that you have been cultivating? Spend some time with this. Grab your journal after this show if you have a chance, or grab it right now and start jotting down some of the things that you are aware of you've been cultivating. Because we need the awareness, right? The awareness, experience, choice. Without awareness, we have an experience, right? But without being aware of it, it's hard to make a conscious choice, right? So get really aware of what's birthing in your world. And if there's things that have been birthing and creating and growing that perhaps you're ready to release, maybe you made some unconscious choices and you're like, wow, a lot of doubt's growing in my garden. I'm going to weed that doubt out. I'm going to go out there and lovingly say thank you, but not in this garden. Thank you very much, right? So pay attention, and you're the creator, so you can always work your garden, but be aware what's growing in there, and what do you love that is growing in there. Give it some more love, give it some more attention, and notice you will be harvesting in September so much. It really defies the mind. It really goes beyond our own ability for our mind to understand or comprehend. So much is birthing. And the law of instantaneous manifestation that Sri Ankura so lovingly coined this term, the law of instantaneous manifestation, that when we are in our truth, when we are really operating from our heart, we are able to generate anything that we need. And the universe will provide. We have to be ready to just get out of the way and stop thinking about what it should look like, how it has to look, how it has to show up, because those are all judgments which stop the law in its tracks, because we're not in trust anymore at that point. If we're having a judgment about how things need to come to us, we really have to be in that space of trust, trust, trust. And that starts with living from the ascended heart and the connected heart. So please do check out SriAnkura.com. Check out official Sri Ankura YouTube if any of this conversation sparks you and you are not already part of that community, because it's bar none the most amazing, spot on, integrous information that you will find out there. So just going to pop over and, say welcome and hello, namaste, beloved Gary and Amy and Angela and Lynn. Beautiful day. Welcome. Welcome to everyone else that I see out there viewing at YouTube and over at Facebook, or maybe you're at onenesstalkradio.com, where we are airing live. So, and again, if you feel the urge to call in, have a sharing about what's manifesting in your world, or have a question, or would love a mini soul reading, that number is 517-208-1500, 517-208-1500. If you're here live, grab your phone, call in and have a share with us. So, and I'm going to hop over and, hey, we are going to take a caller because we have Belleville, Illinois on the line. Namaste and welcome.
Namaste, Jess.
Namaste, dear Gary.
How are we?
Oh, I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm wonderful, as usual. Loving your shows, loving you, and loving Monday Night Magics. Those are unbelievable.
Yeah, incredible.
You're right about that. I'm backing you up on that. Sri and Kara are amazing teachers. I mean, they guided me through myself, through so many things, so perfectly and so easily. It's been a magnificent ride with them in front of me, that's for sure.
I agree, and I am celebrating you and this moment that we are sharing.
Yeah, I love you guys. I mean, this family is amazing. And, you know, we talked about it before, but we're building our own consciousness collectively as our own little soul family, and that's going to grow. You know, that's what we're doing. It's beautiful, beautiful work what we're doing. And we just need to stay together, stay strong, stay with each other, and, you know, the light is shining in our future.
Absolutely. And I love everything that you are sharing, and just echo that, yes, we are creating, and we're creating through our consciousness right now. And it's absolutely incredible that we have each other. And as we continue to connect and share with each other and remind each other, we only grow ever more. It's an incredible journey to be here. Thanks, Gary. Anything I can serve you with today?
Well, I'll take a soul rating if you want to give me one. That'd be great.
I would love that, dear. Just as I'm connecting with you, inviting a hand to heart and taking a beautiful breath. So, and just breathe. That is the message that is being shared, is that in the breath, there is that now moment, in the now, between the now. And remembering that that breath is all the action that you need to connect you with the divine inspiration that is seeking to express through you. And that you are this great, beautiful being and master, that as you walk on the earth and as your feet lightly are just kissing the earth as you walk, there is a recognition, and you are definitely a keeper of the codes, they are saying, a keeper of the codes, one that is able to interface and support this beautiful ascending matrix that is around our beautiful planet now. And that as you breathe, just remember to receive equally as you are giving. Remembering in the in-breath, you are receiving, and in the out-breath, you are giving. And it is an even and equal exchange at all times, as you are the breath, as you are the love, as you are the light. Thank you so much, beloved Gary, for this moment and this sharing and connection. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Man, I got the chills from that. Thank you very much, Jess. I love you guys. Love everyone. Have a great day.
Namaste. We love you, Gary. Awesome. Beautiful. I love, love, love this moment and sharing in community. Thank you so much for calling in. It is always awesome to connect with you. And I have chills too. These connections and these moments when we come into this hour together, I know is so supported by the beings that come here live, by those in the recording, by so many more beings that gather around to really support this hour. And it is my greatest prayer and hope that, you know, this ignites something within you if you are connecting with this show right now, whether you hear something in the chat or from one of the callers or something shared here, or just being in the energy of this space supports you. It is honestly the biggest blessing if this supports you in some way. And, I love in this energy of receiving, this really has been coming forward so much for me in the last year. And the Monday Magic, the last caller, Gary mentioned, if you don't know about Monday Magic, again, ShriAnkira.com or official Shri Ankira at YouTube. It is live streaming every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is absolutely free to the community if you want to join the live stream on YouTube. If you would like to receive the full color amazing PDF in your inbox and recordings, there is the option to donate. 100% of the donations go to Clinica Linda, go to the Water Bears, go to supporting humanitarian aid efforts, not only in Ecuador, but around the world. The Water Bears is bringing water to people all over the planet that do not have access to clean drinking water. So it really is, all your contributions are helping Clinica Linda serve people. And provide services and pain management and medical care and doctors and nurses on staff to support beings that really need that. So your Monday Magic contribution absolutely helps. If you want to donate to that, shriankira.com, and you can get the Zoom link and everything else, or hey, just come over to the community, or there's a donation tab on their page too if you just want to straight up ever make a donation to these projects. Incredible things. And Monday Magic, I digress a little, but I get all excited about sharing that if you're listening and you didn't know about this opportunity, because it is an ascended, awakened, conscious community coming together to read these amazing messages and unlock them even further. And they are beautiful ensoulments by the Archangelic Realm and Ascended Masters, in combination with unlocking the I Am discourses with the Saint Germain itself. And Master Lady Kira and Sri Ram Ka are unlocking these, and we share every Monday evening, and it's just a beautiful experience. And you know, the last lesson last night was so profound to me, and it did inspire this show in a large part, because really the energy of receiving and this whole series of lessons, the lessons of oneness, and they're all free. Also, you can read on shriankira.com. They give so much away, that there's so much support out there that you can just go and grab. And this is so profound. You know, no matter how many times I read these ensoulments, this is how I really know it's divine information. It always leaves you uplifted. This is a Zodkiel thing too. It's like, how will you know if information is of the highest? Does it leave you feeling less than, or does it leave you feeling uplifted? Does it provide you with wisdom that you find for yourself, or tell you what you have to do? You know, so these messages always provide this upliftment, and there's always more. And if you know the primer of the codes and you read them line by line and take a breath, every line has such a wisdom to it. It absolutely is incredible. No matter how many times I've read them, it could be like, did it say that before, right? Did you notice that before? There is such a depth to these. And, you know, last week we talked a lot about this too, the blessings and the gratitude plateau here on the show. And that's been a big piece of, you know, this alchemy of receiving that I'm talking about. Is the gratitude is one huge piece. And what really came forward last night in the lesson was this energy of really taking versus receiving. And when we want to be in the energy of receiving abundance, abundant flow, and by abundance, right, that is transcending the mind of form and what it thinks abundance is, because usually the mind of form in the world of density looks at abundance as money. Yeah, that is a sliver of abundance. It's the most dense way of looking at abundance. Abundance that is transcending the earth plane, you know, the showering of the radiant light and presence and love that you are, that births all the things into your life to support you. And that includes the money, right? So really getting an alignment with receiving the abundance of the universe. And are you in the energy of taking or receiving? This quote that's in the Monday Magic: do you receive through taking, or are you receiving through being? Really sit with that for a moment. Do you receive through taking, or are you receiving through being? Because so often in this world of form, we think there's not enough, because that's the energy that's been dominant here. Scarcity consciousness. There's not enough, right? And that's just a message that we grew up eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that there's not enough to go around. So, you know, that makes a whole bunch of stories around it. The people that get to have the enoughness and the people that don't have enough. And it creates all these stories that set us up on our path to have a lot of limiting beliefs about ourselves and our ability to manifest and create the life we deserve. It puts us straight into victim consciousness, powerlessness. And that's an energy that density really loves you to be in. It wants you to be powerless. It wants you to not remember the truth of who you are and think that there's this scarcity, not enoughness, that there are those that, you know, get to receive and those that don't. And it's something to really cultivate the awareness around, because as you are aware of when you are in scarcity and when you are in expansion, will be enough to catapult you into fifth dimensional experience, where the law of instantaneous manifestation lives, where that ability to call in everything that you deserve lies. It's complete compassion and love. And, you know, it's a place where abundance thrives. But 3D here on the planet, if we don't transcend that with our consciousness and we're just being rolled around in it, and you know, it's very easy to get forgetful in the day-to-day. That's why Oneness Talk Radio is so incredible. If you haven't subscribed to the whole channel, subscribe, because there are so many voices and reminders here of your truer, bigger nature. Tap into those resources, the people, the places, the energies that support you to remember, because the whole rest of the world, by and large, would love for you to forget and would love for you to go back to playing on the density game board. And Sri Ramka always shares this one, and it always sits with me, that there is no way to play your way off the game board. Absolutely impossible. You are on density on this planet to learn how to play. It's the big playground, and it's like the sandbox and the swing set and all of it, and the bullies, and you know, there's all of the fun of being there. And we have delighted in this for a long time as humanity, and it really is time. And all of this up level energy that's coming in, all the energies that are here to support us, are showing us, you know, it's time to grow up and lift off that game board and become the conscious player. It's time to take the action. And receiving and giving have got to go together in this alchemy, because to receive more, you've got to be in the energy of giving. It's a balance, right? And are you trying to take? You know, so many beings, and that receiving is taking. Notice where you might feel like you need to fill up energetically, and if you've been in that taking energy, or if you've been around another who takes energy in order to sustain themselves, and it's never sustainable, therefore they have to keep taking, and it's just complete imbalance and harmful to themselves and others who allow themselves to be taken from. And I'm sure many of you have experienced this. You know, like I think about some key relationships in my own life and experience where I was not awake enough yet, and I had beings that were taking, and I thought that, you know, giving was loving. And yes, giving is loving, but if you are giving from a sense of trying to find your own worth through the action of giving, or being good enough, or in response to your painful life scripts, it's going to be completely out of balance. It's not a giving from the place that you are receiving in balance with the giving. You'll be burned out. And, you know, I've experienced that, and I'm sure many of you have had those kind of relationships in your life. Or perhaps it's that time to just really look at where you were the one taking, right? It's like the child, and the small child that has really got an ego-dominated worldview. It's all about me, right? And they're taking, and it's okay. That's our development, you know, that is the development we all go through. But if we don't evolve as we grow up, and that's where we are as humanity, as we grow up, if we are not evolving and we are just taking, mom is done, right? Mom is like, time to grow up and get out of the nest. Mother Earth is so full. And please hear me, because I have been, you know, an earth priestess, for lack of a better word, and a priestess of the cosmic earth connection and bridge. And many traditions for a very long time, teaching that the earth is our mother and the divine feminine comes from the most beautiful place. And maybe at one time she was, Earth Mama was there to just take what we gave and all that, but she's done. And as a mother myself, I think about all the time when I see videos of the lioness who has like all these babies on her. And I've seen these videos where the mama cat, she just gets like annoyed, right? And she just pushes them off and brushes them off, and she gets up and she walks away. She's done. I get that image, and I love the lioness image anyways, right? And that's the Women Wellness Awakenings, and the Lion's Gate is coming up. So amazing. And that's the earth right now. She's just like, I love you, but get off me, like stop taking so much. Stop. This was in the message too, and this is just something I've been so keenly tapped into, is that she can't anymore. And the practice of sending cords and energy into the earth, if you are doing that, please reconsider and just feel into the truth of this, because she's full. She's already tried to recycle too much. She's overly full. You send anything in, you're not only, harming the earth, but it's going to bounce back at you and harm yourself. It's going to like regurgitate. She's just too full. She's not like doing it. It's not like there's a bad good dichotomy or anything here. That's judgment, and that's so 3D. But just the reality is that she's regurgitating. If you are sending things into her, she can't take it anymore. And as children grow older, right, if we get the blessing of living long enough, we have the blessing of having a healthful relationship in our families and dynamics, we may find ourselves being caretakers, or it may be in an unhealthy way in a lot of family dynamics, not the most balanced way. And that's definitely the challenge, is how to really be giving in that place, in that role as our parents age, right? And depending on your own family dynamic and constellations, that's a whole different show. That's a whole like session. If you need a session around that, contact me. Oh Lord. But yeah, it's like, right, it's that time of maturity, and the earth is coming into maturity, and she's shedding, she's transforming, she's doing the work she needs to do. We don't need to be in pain or suffering about it. Like, I know global warming is stressful and keeping some of us up at night. And yeah, I have moments, it's not like I'm not concerned about this, and we're not concerned. We are concerned. But it's like, she's doing what she needs to do, and we need to be responsible and help her, though. Like, we can't keep doing what we've been doing to her. And I'm probably preaching to the choir here, right? But how can you really walk on this planet, walk in the world without being of the world, right? To remember that you are this master in form, that you are a conscious being of light and love, walking on this beautiful planet, and you are in this world, but you're not being dictated by all of the rules and parameters of only the 3D. You are an ascended being, bringing your energy to the world and supporting it through your gifts, your talents. It's like, can you bless the planet by walking with your feet like a kiss each time you walk? Practice a walking meditation just for a few minutes outside barefoot if you're able to, and just feel your soles of your feet almost just hovering and just lightly kissing the earth as you walk. Because this is part of that big alchemy of receiving, is to be in the energy of reverence, respect, love, and to be in oneness with self, the planet, others, feeling and seeing the connection, to just be with the capital B, the truth of who you are, to be the receptive flow versus the energy of feeling like one must take from scarcity, or take energy, take resources, or forcing it. That's a form of taking too. Being. And action is absolutely important, and being is an action. Being. Really focus on being with your breath, being with your heart, being with the connection of your divine essence, however that practice looks for you, however you connect. There are as many pathways home as there are beings on the planet. And your way is your unique way. And you know you're attuned and in flow with it when you are feeling connected, when you are feeling fulfilled, when you are receiving the gifts, right? And you know when you're not, when there's a disconnection, when you go, where did the money go? Where did the clients go? Where, blah, 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 blah. You're in that energy and flow. And, to really, really see and know, like last night's lesson, right? The great treasure. The great treasure is the name of the lesson. And you are the greatest treasure by being you, by being the truth of who you are. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, really breathe into that for a moment. And notice what filters you are applying and putting over your life. And I'm hopping over to the chat, and I'm seeing a beautiful, beautiful question from Angela. I haven't been sending anything into her, referring to the earth, but I have been sending you love and light, sending Gaia love and light. Is this all right? Yes. And the way I view it is, and envision that when you're sending love and light to Gaia, this is such a good question, right? Holding love and light around Gaia. When we send light to any being, envisioning it like a cocoon can be supportive, that you're holding this light around. That is absolutely the master, right? We're not sending into, we're not putting judgment around it. We're just holding love and light and healing. And hello, Purple Sparkle Felicity, and welcome. Yes, we love you, Mother Earth, so very much, and so grateful. And hey, Alice, grateful to see you too. Namaste. Beautiful. Such a fun, awesome chat. I try to pop in here a few times during the show, and can't always keep it on because it pulls my attention out of what I'm talking about, but I like to try to hop over there and answer questions or say hello as I can too. And of course, if you would like to call in with anything that you have on your mind to share, or a miracle, something happening in your world, 517-208-1500 is the number to call in if you're alive. 517-208-1500. And yes, yeah, absolutely, Angela, it is. You're spot on, trusting your guidance. Yippee, it's one of my favorite things to do. She says, I hold her in light as a whole being. It's wonderful, and I recommend. Yes, 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 yes. And as we are the divine feminine, our beautiful Mother Earth is this divine feminine energy. We are all in the balance and dancing with the divine masculine and divine feminine. But it's the divine feminine coming back up right now on our planet and within all of us to help balance that masculine. That's being in that action and inspiration, but without the receiving. So what gets created from there? And that there is a receptivity that really is happening, and the filters that we are viewing the world with. I keep thinking of this analogy when I think about the filters on Snapchat and social media, Instagram, whatever, you know, these filters that we have on our devices, and they can make you look completely different than what your form looks like in this reality. And for better or worse, you know, these things can be fun, they can be harmful. That's not really the whole conversation to have today. Another whole show, but the filter that you're looking at the world with, if you realize we always have a filter on when we're looking at the world. It's like we're our own device, right? This body, this form, these senses, and we're filtering the world through these senses. And when we are seeing the world and experiencing the world through a lens or a filter of you know, everything's so hard, or victim energy, why me, oh, this terrible day, you know, that is all that we see. But, you know, that filter will just apply over everything, and you won't even see the gifts, because you'll be so stuck in the poor me and the scarcity and the victim stories that everything will be colored by that. And not only that, unbeknownst to so many beings, they're attracting more of those experiences in. You're being in the receptivity, but what are you receiving, right? In the receptivity of more victim consciousness experiences, and it absolutely serves. Why do we attract? So we can become aware. And why? We're on a planet of polarity. So we learn through experiencing the whole range. So if we're going to be uncomfortable, if we're going to be in pain, that's an experience we get to have, and we learn through contrast. That doesn't feel good, that feels good, right? This isn't right, that feels right. And we learn through that contrast how we want to create in our lives, if we decide and choose to. We always have a choice. So, you know, but anything in our experience, if it's unpleasant or not serving us, gives us that opportunity to see what filter we've been looking at the world with and what we've been creating in our life. And then we are able to become aware of it if we choose. Many, many beings are stuck there, and you know what? Our job is not to change their filter. It's just to work on our own self and to model the balance of being and the receptivity of spirit, of soul, and to walk in the world as one that is. And if you can honestly anchor in your heart center as the portal and opening of your ascended state of being, you will be in the flow of receptivity. You will be in that abundant flow of the divine. And you know what it feels like when you are in it and when you are out of it. It's like being in this big, beautiful waterfall of crystalline light. The gifts come, synchronicities happen. You have a trust, and things always are working out in your favor, and more can come. And the more you open yourself and release looking at any judgment around how it comes, how to receive, how to be, and just really be in the truth of who you are, you will receive with abundant flow, and more will happen than you could possibly imagine. And if fear comes in, that just shuts that. It's like turning the faucet off, or it's like a little leak maybe, right? And you get just a little bit, but then it's like the faucet goes off. Doubt and fear kill the real. They kill the authenticity. And that is a way to, that is a way to receive. And what energy will you be in if you're receiving the energies of doubt and fear into your energetic field? You're forgetting the fact that you are an incredible, expansive being, and then you're operating from lack and less than, and you'll keep getting those experiences. And hey, those experiences, like I was sharing earlier, and that energy will be exactly what it needs to be for so many of us. And it will provide us that opportunity to say, when is enough enough? And to have the gratitude for the lessons learned. Gratitude, counting your blessings, the gratitude plateau. If you are navigating the inner matrix, you know about this and you have been working with this. If you don't know what navigating the inner matrix is, find out, go to SriandKira.com, email me, I'm a coach for it. It helps you reprogram all your life scripts and orient yourself towards the gratitude plateau and really anchor and live there if you choose. And we're in this beautiful harmony of the peace and the love right now. And peace, love, and joy, the foundations of being able to truly live in the receiving energy, to truly anchor and be the treasure that you are, right? Awareness, experience, choice. Where are you at in the cycle right now? And notice the choice before you in August. It's huge. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's an amazing time to be here on this beautiful planet of form right now and right here. And really allow yourself the gift of spending time with yourself, however you feel you connect to yourself with the capital S, the self that is always guiding you, that is always holding your experience. The more you can tap into that self and realize that is what's carrying the little you, the body of form, the mind, the emotions, all those things that make up this beautiful being that you are on this planet. We're here to like actually love this being so that it can relax, the mind can relax, the ego can relax, all of the emotions and senses can relax and become what serve us in our greater mission of what we're being called forth to do. And your mission is as unique as you are. It is absolutely what drives you in your passion. Really think about that. What is your greater passion? What fills your cup? What supports you? And how can you do more of that in the world? Because the more you are giving from that space of your gifts, you're sharing your treasure, your gifts with the world, the more you get to receive as well. And it is a fluid exchange. But if you're not really stepping out and living your gifts, if you are afraid, you're holding back, or you're feeling doubts, or just you don't know how, or what steps do I need to take to do this thing, or whatever, and you're really in that mental zone, get back to the essence of who you are and the being, and be in the flow, and take your action steps as like coming into the now moment, taking a breath, hand to heart, get really anchored there and feel into the truth of what is seeking to emerge and be created in your life. So gratitude, receiving, being, divine feminine, these are all components of how we can really allow ourselves into the energy of receiving. And, notice on that 8/8, the Lion's Gate, on that new moon up level, there will be a new moon gathering and ceremony. Pop over to my website. I threw it up on the screen, selfascensionstudios.com. And you'll see on either the events page or just scroll down the main page, you'll see the new moon, and you can get registered and be part of the amazing up level we'll have as a group that night, and calling in and manifesting and really being in the energy of community and balance and upliftment together. And there's always an amazing meditation at the closing and the ceremony, and it's absolutely incredible. And this is my gift to the world. It's a free donation event. Donate if you feel called, and you'll see all the details at selfascensionstudios.com, and you can hop in. It's going to be at 8 p.m. on 8/8, the Lion's Gate. That's Eastern time. So stay tuned for that, because that's an incredible opportunity. Because as we're moving into August, notice the choice of August and where you want to put your energy and what you are going to be harvesting come that September, right? Come September, what is ready to birth in your life that you are harvesting now? I have a massive cramp in my foot, guys. Breathe through that. I'm trying to like ignore it while I'm talking. Wow, beautiful. Thank you. There we go. So sometimes we just have to pay loving attention to that part of our body that's speaking out, right? And notice what's coming forward. And August 6th, right before we move into that new moon up level, we'll already be in the energy. Are you a soulful leader, entrepreneur, yogi, book writer, lawyer? I don't care what. Do you have a dream that you've been birthing? Do you want to up level your service and be able to really receive in your service? Are you ready to give and receive in balance and really take action steps? Because I'm doing a 1-day retreat. It's really like a 3/4 of a day retreat on Friday, August 6th. And this is a hands-on, you get me, a group of amazing beings, interactive, and you will leave with your next offers, generating multiple ways that you can start receiving, gain greater confidence, connect with your value and worth, and be able to give in the world. So if you are a healer, practitioner, a being that is just inspired to create something, a project, a tool, a service, this is for you. And you can go to selfascensionstudios.com too and get signed up for that. And if you use the code SOUL, all capitals, SOUL, you can get $22 off. And you can also feel free, message me. You can contact me with my contact form there at selfascensionstudios.com, or send me an email, jess@selfascensionstudios.com, and I will let you know more about that. It would be incredible to have you there. So if that's speaking to you, please check it out. Hit me up, ask me any questions that you have, and wow, we are coming close to the end of our hour. I don't know how that happens, but it happens when you're having fun. Time flies, does it not? Absolutely incredible. So breathing into this moment and the gift of who you are, and really pay attention to what's ready to birth in your life. Really breathe into it. Really honor what's coming forward for you. Really notice that you are this master in form. And are you able to claim that and believe that without any doubt? And breathe again. If there is any doubt, love that. Bring your awareness to it. Love it for what it's trying to show you. Whatever we are receiving, whatever energy we are receiving, be with it. Love it. Practice your safe process if you know that one. Stop, acknowledge, feel, expand. The light of awareness is the gift that allows us to take a new action. And it allows us to choose again. We always get to choose again. Awareness, experience, choice. And it is your steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust that's the framework of support. Steadfast commitment, spiritual tenacity. It's not always easy. It's keeping your eyes on the divine no matter what. Focused awareness, keeping your eyes on the divine no matter what. Where is your awareness? Pay attention. Complete trust. Can you trust? You can't get to trust without the steadfast commitment and focused awareness. And trust is where the receiving really takes off. Trust yourself more. Love yourself more. Be in the gratitude for everything in your experience and for what it's teaching you and showing you. Release all judgment. Have unconditional love. Be in union. Be. Surrender to your soul. This is self-ascension. And it is your unique journey, your unique process. And I thank you for being here today. I thank you for the gifts that you share with the world by being you. It's been an honor and a pleasure and a blessing to share this time with you. And I look forward to being with you again very soon. And in the meantime, check out selfascensionstudios.com and what's on offer there. Get in touch with me. I would love to work with you. I'd love to have you in the retreat on August 6th and the new moon ceremony on August 8th. And I'll be here again next Tuesday, same time, noon Eastern. and 9 a.m. Pacific. And I really hope that you have the most radiant, beautiful, amazing day, and go out there and shine and thrive. Namaste and many blessings.
You've been listening to Soul Fusion Cafe with Jess Juntunen. Connect with Jess and learn more at her inspiration hub, selfascensionstudios.com, and over on Instagram at JoyLoveJess and Soul Fusion Cafe Radio, or over at Facebook at Self Ascension Studios and Soul Fusion Cafe Radio. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Namaste and many blessings.